A major incident is declared in Greater Manchester after torrential rain caused severe flooding. There are 80 flood warnings across the UK. Greater Manchester Police has declared a major incident after widespread flooding caused by heavy rain. Bolton, Wigan and Stockport are among the worst affected areas. Emergency crews are out helping to deal with submerged vehicles and damaged properties. Yunus Muller has this report.
Heavy rain and wind to bring in the new year and widespread flooding. In Greater Manchester, a major incident was declared. Meadow Mill in Stockport has more than 200 apartments. Outside, vehicles were submerged in water. Inside, residents like El Henderson trapped without running water or power.
We woke up, I think it was about 6:30 this morning, to just a complete swimming pool outside. What should be my car park is now essentially the River Mersey. So that wasn't a nice thing to wake up till the 1st of January, to be honest.
Major roads have been flooded. This was the relief road to Manchester Airport. Some had to be rescued. Part of the M56 and the M60 were also closed. Almost a month's worth of rain has fallen in parts of the northwest in the last 48 hours, and support is being given to anyone here who needs emergency accommodation. River levels are running high. This was the River Bain in Leyburn in North Yorkshire. In Cheshire, homeowners in Lymm were flooded despite defences being in place.
There's absolutely nothing you can do. It just comes in and it just comes through the floor, and you just watch it and watch it and watch it, and it's just awful.
Across the region, motorists have had to abandon their vehicles. This wasn't the start to 2025 that many had hoped for. Tonight, roads, rail and tram lines here in Greater Manchester are still severely affected by the flooding, and this is still a major incident. It is still raining and there are still a number of flood warnings in place. The advice for anyone going out is to stay away from flood water and not to drive through flood water.
A major incident has been declared in Greater Manchester after heavy rain overnight caused widespread flooding. Vehicles were left stranded and residents in Stockport had to be rescued from their homes after being surrounded by water. Tonight, dozens of flood warnings remain in place across the country, and the Met Office has issued yellow weather warnings for snow and ice for much of the UK. With more, here's Alex Isat.
Turbulent and fast-flowing, the power of the Mersey was in full force after a month's worth of rain fell within 48 hours. Drivers abandoned their vehicles as water blocked roads and paths.
Went down and had a look at the river. The river was very high, highest it's been, highest it's ever been since records been. Because we've had some really big floods there in 2020 when the record was set for water levels. These New Year's Day floods occurred at just about the worst time possible. You know, peak flows occurring at 5 or 6 in the morning on New Year's Day, when most people were asleep after celebrating New Year.
My car's underwater. It's definitely written off.
For residents in a Stockport apartment block, they spent their New Year's morning with no water or power after the River Tame burst, and had to wait until the water receded before they could be rescued. The mountain rescue team were brought in to evacuate people in the worst affected areas of Wigan, Didsbury, Bolton and Stockport.
Got a car stuck in the water.
Across the north of England, the rain made travelling difficult, with authorities telling people to stay home if they can. Although water levels have been falling today, there are still weather warnings in place across the country and more than 90 flood warnings still active nationwide. Alex Isat, ITV News.